After an entire decade, we finally have a new Superman movie, one that promises to fix the errors of the past and serve as a bold step into a new DC cinematic universe. With black holes, troll monkeys, evil doppelgangers, and unhinged exes, this is definitely a movie unlike any other. But does it soar with the hope of a new DC cinematic universe, or does it crash and burn like those before it? Charlie, let's get into it. So we jump into the story already in motion. Superman has been around for 3 years and he's doing the usual, saving lives, rocking the cape and holding down a job at the Daily Planet with Lois Lane, who, by the way, is not just his colleague, she's his girlfriend and knows he's Superman already. Now here's where it gets wild. Superman stops a war between two fictional nations, that is Boravia and Jarampor. Sounds like a heroic move, right? Wrong. The US is triggered. Lex Luthor steps in like, don't worry, I can kill Superman if I need to. Yeah, that's basically the gist of it. But here's the thing, Lex is the one who engineered the whole conflict. He secretly backed Boravia, funding the invasion of Jarampor just to set the stage. Why? Because he wanted to make Superman look like a threat. Lex believes Superman's very existence is a danger to humanity. The fact that someone so powerful is loved and trusted, to him, that just shows how weak and gullible humans are. So he dedicates his life destroying Superman, not because he was wronged or hurt, but simply because he hates him and the idea of him. Hates everything he represents, and since there's no legal way to take him down, Lex starts creating the conditions for it. He manipulates global politics, starts a war, and then leaks a damaged and damaging Kryptonian message that Superman's parents sent with him as a baby. Now initially, this message is emotional and hopeful. Jor-El and Lara say things like, you'll be a light for these people, you'll give them an ideal to strive towards. It's a classic Superman origin, a beautiful send-off, the usual. But then comes the part no one was supposed to see, the corrupted second half, where things take a hard left. They said, they will never accept you, rule them, take what you need, take as many wives as necessary, restore Krypton. Boom! The entire world panics. Why one day a guy like that wanting a harem spells room for the rest of us, if you know what I mean. The funny thing is, I don't even know whether to call this a plot twist, since that's what he actually said. You would have expected Lex to be the one who engineered this, but he didn't. He didn't manipulate the tape in any way. People who once saw Superman as a protector now question his intentions. He didn't say he would conquer Earth, but if your alien parents told you to, can we really trust him? From that point on, the story shifts. Superman voluntarily surrenders to the government to prove he's not a threat and save Krypton too, since he was captured when the Fortress of Solitude was infiltrated by Lex. And who do they hand him over to? Yeah, you guessed right, Lex. But how we go do him? Now let's talk about that time skip at the start of the movie. Some people might be surprised that the film doesn't open with Krypton exploding, the spaceship crashing, and baby Kal-El being raised in Smallville. No, you will give the people an ideal speech in real time. But honestly, that choice makes sense. Just like how recent Spider-Man films skip the radioactive spider in Uncle Ben, or how newer Batman movies skip the alleyway scene with his parents, we've seen it all before. The filmmakers assume we know the basics. But here's what the time skip actually does for the story. It trusts the audience and lets a film get straight to the meat of Superman's public role, without dragging us through another origin story. That said, it also raises the stakes emotionally. Because even though we don't watch him grow up, we still feel the weight of his upbringing, especially in the way he reacts when the Kryptonian message is broadcast. The shock, the heartbreak, the difference between the values Jor-El taught him and what the second half of the message implied is powerful because of what we understand about how he was raised. And his bond with Lois Lane, that's another key part. They don't start from who they one day, they're already in it. And that gives us a mature, tested relationship to work with. One where Lois can both argue with him and still hold him down when everything is falling apart. It's not about chemistry, it's our partnership, and I think it works. Before I give my overall thoughts on the story and plot, let's talk characters. David Clark Kent was perfect in my opinion. He nailed that Kansas raised gentleness and that Superman strength. He definitely looked the part. That suit was sharp, colors were bright, man looked like hope itself. Now let's talk about Lois Lane. Earlier in the film, Lois and Clark have this little back and forth about how Clark interviews himself as Superman. She calls him out saying his answers are too safe, like he's just playing school with the press. Clark's like, they won't twist my words, don't worry. Lois, being the sharp reporter she is, isn't convinced. So later on, while they are sharing a quiet, intimate moment, talking, connecting, it naturally comes up again. That maybe not naturally. Clark finally says something like, okay, you can interview me, but I'm pretty sure it'll be me now. And Lois, Charlie, she drops everything. The romance is gone. She grabs a recorder and flips straight into reporter mode. Starts asking Superman questions like they weren't just cabin a second ago, which ended up causing them to fight. But honestly, that's Lois. Obsessive, focused, yet sharp. And when everything hit the fan, when the world turned on Superman, she stood by him. Did it again, got the evidence, rallied Mr. Terrific. Classic hero love interest stuff. She held it down. Crypto the dog, 100% loyal. Basically was man's best friend, although basically dragged an unconscious Superman to safety with zero complaints, destroys anything which basically looks like a dog toy, and doesn't know how to pull its punches. You know, basic dog stuff. Jimmy Olsen, on the other hand, bro accidentally became a national security risk. Lex's unhinged girlfriend Eve literally leaks government level secrets just because she has a crush on Jimmy. Some of us don't even get replies from our friends, not to talk of a billionaire side chick. Bro, it be them things, I guess. Let's talk about Green Lantern now. Guy Gardner, played by Nathan Fillion. Honestly, I didn't expect much. Most of the roles I've seen Fillion in, he plays a straight up good guy, morally upright, charm and all that. But here, he had to be a jerk, like full blown classic Guy Gardner jerk, and he nailed it. He might not have had a traditional build for the character, but he landed every line, had the attitude, the arrogance, the energy, you know, everything. He really embodied Guy Gardner in a way I didn't expect him to. And I'm actually hyped to see what he brings to the upcoming Lanterns project. Now, let's give flowers to Lex Luthor. We always talk about villain motivation, some trauma, some twisted morality, but not here. As I said earlier, he just hates Superman. That's it. No trauma, no tragic childhood, just vibes and vengeance. And his fit, clean and cold. All black everything. Strict menace mode, but here's a real kicker. Now if you're talking character studies, Lex Luthor might be one of the most fascinating and accidentally hilarious villains in this film. Here's a guy who absolutely loathes Superman. Not because Superman hurt him or anything. No. Lex just can't stand that idea of him. The fact that this all-powerful alien exists and that people look up to him, Lex sees that as proof that humanity is weak. But here's the funny part. Lex doesn't hate the power. He hates the power he doesn't control. Because what does he do? He literally grows a clone of Superman from a strand of hair, that's Ultraman, who is even stronger and more ruthless. And he has no problem with Ultraman. Why? Because he's the one pulling the strings. He's got an entire control room wired up with agents feeding him multiple camera angles like he's directing a live action video game. He's giving real-time orders, he predicts Superman's moves, he literally plays chess with a living weapon. So in truth, Lex doesn't hate Superman's power, he hates Superman's independence. Lex is a control freak, he wants to be in charge of everything, the planet, the narrative, the people, even the hero trying to save it. That right there is dark, but it's also hilariously selling. Like Luthor could probably live with a god as long as he's the one giving that god orders. Talking about characters, let's get to, they are not really characters, but let's talk about the monkey bot troll farm, right? Like Luthor didn't just build weapons, he built a monkey bot farm. Yes, man got a bunch of highly intelligent monkeys working 24/7 to flag the internet with anti-Superman propaganda. He's literally farming outrage, you know, trolling Superman with hashtags like super shit, secret harem, and who knows what else. They are trashing his name, twisting narratives and stirring chaos, all to paint Superman as a global threat. And when you really think about it, it's kind of a genius parody of real-life internet culture. Like those moments online where you see thousands of coordinated troll posts, bot accounts, or even real people who just live to make others feel miserable. Lex took that idea and made it literal. It's petty, it's hilarious, and it's also kind of scary how close it mirrors life. Mr. Terrific, best version I've seen in live action, period. Just comes, does his job, no long political talk or anything of that sort, just pure aura. Metamorpho was another standout. Dude was just trying to protect his baby, ended up becoming the newest member of the Justice Gang. Yeah, that's what they call themselves in this movie. And Hot Girl, she didn't say much, but that screech sound effect in her scenes, I think was a perfect touch. Let's get to the action. Superman takes a lot of L's in this movie, just so you know. His first loss was even announced upfront, and to clarify, that was his first ever loss since he became Superman, just to prepare us for what was to come. And to be fair in this movie, nobody really wins their fights alone, probably except Terrific. It's mostly a team effort from start to finish. Ultraman vs Superman, while a gravitational rift ripped through the city, that was just pure comic book gold. One thing I definitely didn't expect from this movie though, where it got kind of dark, considering the hopeful tone the trailer gave us. There's this random guy, just a regular dude, who once helped Superman, gave him food when he was down. Later, he gets kidnapped and used as leverage to try and break Superman. And they killed him. Fast, on the screen, no warning, just like that. Anyway, it might be the only on-screen death in the entire movie, and it happens very early on. Didn't see that coming at all. But let's talk about the ending and my final thoughts. Here's the beauty of it. Now, when the world was against him, Superman stays true. He chooses compassion, he chooses hope. Even when people doubt him, he says, I'm still here. That's what a Superman story should be. Yes, Lois flew Mr. Terrific spaceship out of nowhere, but at this point, how we go do it? And Luthor, bro tries to control the war, clone Superman, discredit him, start intergalactic beef, and steal his dog. Just to prove a point. That's just hater energy in my opinion. Respect it, to be honest. Superman is bright, bold, emotional, messy, and inspiring. It's got that heart. It's got that drama. And it ends with Superman back at the fortress, healing while watching videos of his childhood in Smallville. Pure peace. Now, here's what I'll say overall. Man of Steel wasn't a horrible movie. It had a different perspective. But this live action iteration, this right here, it pays homage to the OG Superman. He uses powers you don't usually see in live action, the super breath, the super vision. He's back to being the Boy Scout, wants to save everybody, believes in everyone. Yes, you know, that classic Superman. And that's exactly what we need right now. While the other side seems to be forgetting what made them great, this feels like a return to form. Like someone finally said, let's start listing properly. Kudos to them. I don't know if it will make all the money it deserves, but I do know one thing. It's a good movie. A good superhero movie. The kind of superhero movie we used to love as kids. Would I change a few things? Probably. But it's good. It's definitely good. That's all I can say. I give it a strong 8 out of 10. Let me know what you think. Did Lex go too far? Was the Kryptonian message a bit too much? How do you like Hot Shot Jimmy? Drop it in the comments. But Charlie, we forgo. It be then things. But remember, stay sensational.